Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Josh, and today we are going to be talking about some alternate chord voicings for the key of D. Over the last many years, as I've been playing guitar, I've started to experiment and play around with a few chords. And as I've built that chord library, I've started to realize that there are many guitarists out there that are using the exact same chords. So today we're going to talk about some of those alternate voicings for the key of D, and what the purpose of these alternate voicings is because sometimes you can be playing in a key signature or playing chords that playing them for a long time can get really uncomfortable. And so some of these chord voicings are going to be helping you be able to play those chords for a longer period of time while keeping it full and musically correct. And so the upside, some of these things are going to be obviously your comfortability and also not having to move quite as much. So we're going to hit the key of D today, starting with obviously the chord D. Musically, and if you look at any guitar sheet, it will tell you that a D chord should be played like this, right? So what I've been doing is I will not fret that D chord on the bottom string, that E string at all. So I'll just leave it open and play it like this, right? What we found is that repeating any of those notes that are already in the chord structure just helps it to be more full. And so while usually you would start on the D string, so the third string down, you can start on the A string, which helps it be more full, but just knowing that that root note is going to be an A instead of a D. Being aware of that is something that you should know. So you've got your D chord, and then we're going to work our way through some of the most common chords. The next one is going to be the 4 of that key signature, which is a G. I will keep that basic D shape there and then just add the G on top. So we're going to play a full chord of G. Right? Makes it seem really full while keeping some of those really tingy, like that G on the bottom, keeping that out and just letting it ring out like that. That's what I'll usually play. Moving up, we have the A. Usually, through some of these chords, if you'll notice that I'm keeping this D on the B string planted. So that third fret on that B string, that's a D. So I'm keeping that planted through most of these chords. So you have your D, your G. In the A, keeping that D there is okay. You're going to play the second fret on your third and fourth string. Right? That is technically an A suspended. If you want to drop that third fret on the B string down to a second fret, that's an A chord. So that's an A suspended too. So just so you're aware of that, that's what I'll usually do, play around with that a little bit. And then the B minor, which is the 6 in this D key signature, is going to be the main one that I talked about, keeping it comfortable. A B minor is usually what a bar chord would be, so you'd play it like this, right? And so keeping that bar all the way across those bottom 5 strings for a long period of time can get really comfortable or uncomfortable. So what I will do is I'll keep that D shape that we talked about before, but I'll pin B, so the second fret on the A string, across the top. And so it sounds like this instead of like this. So that's your 6 minor. And then as you work your way through, you've got your minor 2, which is an E minor. Technically, it would be played like this. I think that seems a little too Johnny Cash, and so I'll try and add a little bit more interest musically. So I'll play an E minor 7, keeping that D on that bottom, the second to bottom string again. Sometimes I will add a 4th fret on your 3rd string down your D string, just to add even a little bit more depth to the chord. And so play like that, or an E minor 7, whichever one, just to add a little bit more interest to these chords. So you've got quite a few chords already. You've got your D, G, A, or A suspended. You've got a B minor, and E minor. And some of the other chords that you'll play quite often in the key of D are going to be your chord inversions. One of them is going to be a D over F sharp. Your F sharp in that key is going to be a 3, but to use it as an inversion, you're just playing the key of, you're playing the chord D. But I'm going to take my thumb and wrap it around the top onto that 2nd fret, which is that F sharp. And so usually that is used as more of a passing tone between an E minor and a G. So your D over F sharp is played like this, right? And so, like I said, usually it's used in between 2 chords when you're moving up, so, or down. Like E minor, D over F sharp to a G, right? So it makes it a little bit more comfortable as far as what you're hearing. Those are some main chords that I use quite often. If you have any questions, come ask me, and keep your eyes open for some more videos that I'll be releasing on some different key signatures that we play quite often. Thanks, we'll see you guys later.